In the heart of Los Angeles, where protests erupt into chaos and shadows dance through tear gas, a masked figure stepped into the spotlight, but not for fame. Captured in dozens of viral protest videos, the individual moved with military precision, avoiding security cameras, ducking drones, and vanishing like a ghost. Viewers across TikTok, YouTube, and Reddit debated, was this person a violent agitator or an undercover agent? The real shock? The FBI confirmed it wasn't just internet hype. This mysterious masked rioter was real, and they were dangerous. Over 17 documented protests, thousands of dollars in property damage. One chilling federal statement: this individual is organized, radicalized, and escalating. So who hides behind the mask? Join me as we dive deep into the dark corners of Los Angeles unrest and the intense FBI manhunt that followed. Welcome to CRIMEBOT Chronicles. Have you ever wondered who really hides behind those masks at protests? Is it just angry citizens? Or is there something more calculated beneath the surface? Something darker? LA has seen over 200 protest-related arrests in the past 18 months, but one figure stood out. They weren't just a protester. This masked rioter seemed untouchable. Theories flooded the internet. Some claimed it was a former cop turned vigilante. Others swore it was an international saboteur. The truth? It's stranger than fiction. And when the FBI gets involved, you know the stakes are real. It all began during a downtown LA protest in the summer of 2023. What started as a peaceful demonstration turned violent within minutes. Storefronts shattered. Fires sparked. But amidst the chaos, security footage picked up someone different. Clad in all black, face hidden behind a gas mask with a red mark on the lens, an insignia never seen before. They moved quickly, breaking surveillance lights before cameras could refocus. Investigators noted one eerie fact. Wherever this person appeared, crowds dispersed quickly. It was almost like they knew what was coming. Local law enforcement was overwhelmed. LAPD officers, exhausted from back-to-back protests, struggled to maintain order. But this wasn't just about looting or violence. This was about manipulation. Protesters claimed they were led into certain areas that later turned into ambush zones where riot police cornered demonstrators. Someone was baiting the crowd, and that someone always wore a mask. The challenge? Identifying someone who doesn't want to be found. In a city filled with millions of people and countless masks, how do you isolate one ghost? Police scanners recorded chatter about the individual. Red lens active again, one officer said over comms. But when officers moved in, they were always too late. No fingerprints. No digital footprint. Even facial recognition failed. The mask was custom-made, blocking biometric scans. The suspect's clothing was nondescript, bought in cash, and often disposed of in nearby dumpsters. They knew police tactics, and that terrified the FBI. This became more than a local problem. It became a national security concern. The FBI formed a special task force in late 2023, dubbed Operation Veil. This wasn't just a hunt. It was a chess match. First, they tapped into protest live streams, using AI to identify behavioral patterns. Next, they scoured Reddit, 4chan, and encrypted Discord servers, tracking down users who shared footage. One anonymous post on a dark web forum caught their attention. Red lens will strike again. Watch Melrose. 11 p.m., be ready. The next night, firebombs hit Melrose Avenue. Coincidence? The FBI didn't think so. Cyber analysts went to work. They filtered thousands of Instagram and Twitter clips. Slow motion, frame by frame. A pattern emerged. The masked individual always used the same route of escape, a specific alley in downtown LA. A city map revealed a web of movement that was too consistent to be random. The figure knew the terrain. Possibly ex-military. Possibly law enforcement. But every time authorities closed in, the person vanished. The public was gripped by fear and fascination. Viral TikToks asked, "Who is Red Lens?" Hashtag masked rioter racked up over 22 million views. People were obsessed. Was this person a hero fighting injustice? Or a criminal exploiting chaos? The lines blurred as footage showed them throwing tear gas back at police, then moments later warning protesters to leave before a crackdown. Was this rioter trying to help or orchestrate something bigger? But then came the break. A video surfaced on YouTube from a private drone pilot who'd been documenting the protests for art. He captured a moment no one else had, the masked figure ducking into an underground parking garage, and briefly as they pulled off the mask. The face was partially obscured, but the video was clear enough for FBI image analysts to extract one vital clue, a neck tattoo. It read, S28. A search of prison databases narrowed the list down to 3 individuals recently released on parole. Then, another clue. A woman named Erica Moreno came forward. A former protest organizer, she told authorities she'd seen the red lens masked person before, months earlier, at a warehouse meetup for activists. He wasn't one of us, she said. He was too quiet, watched everything, then disappeared. With Erica's help, the FBI cross-referenced attendance records, license plates, and even group chat messages. Slowly, the net began to tighten. The tattoo matched a former Marine-turned-hacktivist named Samuel Price. Dishonorably discharged in 2017, he'd served time for cyber sabotage. Known for his ability to disappear off-grid, Price was an expert in urban navigation and encryption. When agents raided his last known location, a storage unit in Silver Lake, they found blueprints of downtown LA, burner phones, and several identical red lens gas masks. Still, he was gone. The case shifted again. Could there be more than one person behind the mask? Evidence suggested a group, not a lone actor. Surveillance showed inconsistencies in height and movement. The FBI theorized that red lens was an identity, not a person, a symbol. One that could be used by multiple individuals to evade capture and amplify psychological impact. This was no longer a manhunt. It was an ideological war. One agent described it as chasing a ghost created by paranoia. And then, radio silence. Months passed. No new sightings. Had they disappeared? Or were they planning something? April 2024 changed everything. A bomb threat at a local government building forced an evacuation. In the security footage from nearby businesses, the red lens figure returned. Same gait, same jacket, but this time they left something behind, on purpose. A USB drive. The message? You're chasing shadows. Watch your own house. The file contained nothing malicious. Just footage, hours of police misconduct during protests. Some of it previously unseen, some damning. The FBI understood the message. This wasn't just anarchy, it was retaliation. Price, or whoever was behind the mask, believed they were exposing corruption. But at what cost? By May 2024, public sentiment split. Some saw the masked rioter as a folk hero, others a domestic terrorist. National news covered the story daily. A CNN headline read, "Masked ghost in El Vigilante or threat?" Conspiracy theories exploded. Was the FBI letting him escape? Was he one of their own? Then came the arrest. In June 2024, an anonymous tip led agents to a remote property outside Riverside. Surveillance drones confirmed a single male figure matching Price's description. A midnight raid followed. The masked rioter was finally in custody. But the real shock came later. He wasn't alone. Inside the compound were 4 others, each with a red lens mask, tactical gear, and protest maps. The truth unraveled. Samuel Price had created a collective known as the Veil. A decentralized group of former activists, hackers, and veterans who believed protest was no longer effective, and that fear was the only tool that worked. Their goal wasn't destruction. It was disruption. They didn't want to end protests. They wanted to reshape them, manipulate public reaction, force the system to confront its own contradictions. The FBI dismantled the group, but the damage was done. Dozens of cities reported copycat red lens appearances. The symbol had become a virus. Even behind bars, Price's ideology lived on. As LA recovers, one question remains. In an age of masks and mistrust, how do you find truth in chaos? The case of the mysterious masked rioter reminds us that not every enemy wears a uniform and not every protester seeks peace. Behind every mask is a motive, and sometimes that motive is a mirror to society's deepest fears. This story isn't just about one man. It's about a movement, a message, a moment in time when reality blurred into rebellion. Thanks for watching CRIMEBOT Chronicles. If this deep dive into the FBI's manhunt for the masked LA rioter kept you on edge, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We're just getting started. More shocking true crime stories, deeper investigations, and the kind of mysteries that mainstream media won't touch. Drop a comment below. Do you think the masked rioter was a hero or a terrorist? Would you follow the red lens or fear it? This is CRIMEBOT Chronicles, where the mask doesn't hide the truth, it reveals it. Until next time, stay alert, stay safe, and stay curious.